do this right, if I do this right,
We gotta do this right.
It'll change the world.
The whole world.
It'll change my life.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Aish.
If I do this right,
World peace.
if I do this right,
Come on.
it'll change the
Change the
world.
world.
It'll change my life.
Gotta change the whole life.
If I do this right,
If
I do this
Let's go.
right,
Let's
if I
go.
do this right,
it'll change the world.
that's what's
It'll
up.
change my life.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
If I do this right,
Yeah.
if I do this right,
Let's go. Let's go.
Where you at?
Happy Sunday, everybody.
What's going on, y'all?
Welcome to another episode of
If I do this right.
Yes, and this is our season 3 finale. We are so excited about this
Finale, the finally.
The finally. That's good. That's good. Hopefully everyone had a great and happy, safe Thanksgiving. We had a very quiet one around here in our neck of the woods. Just going over a little bit of background.
If you're still
stuff.
eating leftovers,
You
No
are
shit.
diabolical. If you're still eating leftovers, you are diabolical. 1000%. We went to go see the Gospel of Oz.
yes, shout out to
RJ and Sheikah.
yes.
It was so good.
Yeah, that was man. Well, because Diana Ross, Michael Jackson did the Oz.
Mhm.
They did their own spin on it. And I'm telling you, it was another look at a gospel way of looking at the Oz, and it was done. I mean, I was impressed. Like I didn't even know it because I'm thinking of Dorothy and the whole all of that, but it was some real life situations, and they nailed it. They hit. I mean, they hit it on the nose. Things that like young people go through,
Yeah.
or people that you've been through all your life, and it was some life lessons. It was just hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
The comedy was good. My man in the Walker.
Yeah, Neil. Neil. That's
What's
his
his
name.
Right.
Forgive me. It's not coming to me right now.
Well, he was one of the show stealers, so he stole the show.
Rail. Yeah.
Yeah, Rail did well.
So good.
Rail did well.
And Rail is so talented. So when he sung,
Yeah. They all can sing.
Yeah.
He sung and she could sing. I didn't even know she could sing. I was shocked too. I was like, wait a minute, is that sound coming from you?
It was really good. So if they ever put on the Gospel of Oz again, please make sure to go support.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah.
If they come to Dallas, that's going to be. People need to see that.
Yeah,
straight up.
Yeah, that's something definitely that I would like for us to have our hand on if they do come to Dallas, and just try to support them the best we can.
Oh yeah,
absolutely, 1000%. Man, the CEO of United Healthcare,
y'all,
shot down.
Yeah, that right there. Now we don't know what happened, but I'm gonna tell you something. For somebody to do something like that, the way he did it is crazy. Like treat people right.
Somebody asked, is this the Elle Kayson interview podcast? It
Yes,
definitely
yes,
is. So
it
stay tuned. We're gonna bring on in
Yep.
just a moment. And then just look. When so I don't know what you guys were doing this weekend, but I have never seen Queen and Slim.
She never saw Queen and Slim, y'all.
So y'all, if you've seen it, then you already know. If you haven't seen it, is gold.
Yo, so I was telling her about it. I was like, "Have you ever seen Queen and Slim?" She was like, "No," and my eyes went like this. And I said, "Oh yeah, you went for it."
Yeah.
And she watched it, got to the end. If you know about the ending, then it's a showstopper. Like that is up there with Set It Off to me.
If you haven't seen it, I see some people in the comments. Hey, Bridget. I think that's Kennedy.
Oh,
yeah, that is my friend Kennedy.
Go
you haven't seen it either, Kennedy.
See Queen and Slim. Like
Watch it. It's free on Tubi.
Yep.
Watch it. And then text me and tell me how you liked it.
Yeah.
Because
the whole thing it's in there.
It's in there. It's in there. Okay. Okay, perfect. Well, of course, you guys are here to see and hear from the wonderful Miss Elle Kayson. Let me read you all her bio. Elle Kayson is an Amazon best-selling author of works of urban and African American women's fiction and romance. The writing bug bit her in elementary school, and she's happily never recovered from that bite.
Mm.
Elle was an early and avid reader of romance. She scribbled passionate love scenes in countless notebooks and journals before trying her hand at novel writing. Elle's work is deeply influenced by the rich culture of her native Louisiana.
All right, Louisiana.
We got in common. The result has been stories that are a little sweet, a little dark, and always engaging. Welcome to the show, our friend, Miss Elle Kayson.
All right.
Hi. Are you still on mute? Hold on.
You have to unmute.
Okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good. How are y'all doing?
We are good. We are good. Welcome to the show. First of all,
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for agreeing to do this interview, especially with everything you've got going on in the background right now. So again, thank you humbly for agreeing to this.
And I just wanted to extend my welcome to you too, because I've heard so much about you, and everybody's excited and screaming in my ear, and I'm like, what is going on? So you're already a celebrity. You're already a celebrity, so
Thank you.
So I'm going to first of all let you know. Let's do the question. I was about to dig into the interview. So let's do the question of the show. This is a question, Elle, that we do every show. And so the question of the show, this show is, if you could be a contestant on any game show, whether past or present, what show would that be?
Jeopardy.
Wow, you smart.
Yeah, Jeopardy hard.
Yeah, Jeopardy is
I didn't say how good I would be at it, but I am a nerd. You know, my first career was as a history professor, so I am a nerd.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I love history as well. What about
just look like when Alex come to you? Like if you don't know something, he kind of talks stuff, but you don't know he talking stuff. You know how Alex is. He's like, yeah, that was
wow.
Like everybody know that was like one of the oceans. Like you just didn't.
Did you not know that? What's yours?
Man, if I was to be on a game show,
yeah.
I would think. You know what? I would have loved to have been on Price is Right.
Yes. I wouldn't mind playing Plinko. I love Plinko. Watching that with my grandmother.
Oh yeah. I just want to do a bid for $1 more and make the other person mad.
Ooh, so mad. Or when you know they all overbid and you just bid $1.
Yeah.
Okay, mine, and I can't think of the name of it, but it was the one where they had all these little animals. Not animals. They were.
It's about
with the whammy.
Whammy.
Yes.
Yeah, whammy.
Yes.
And he had to stop.
What was the name of that?
They used to say no whammy.
It was whammy.
Yeah. I can't think of the name of it, but he said no whammy, no whammy. They had to stop it. Yes. What was that? I know what you're talking about.
That's old school right there.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I used to like that show too.
That show.
That whammy got on my nerves.
Yes, I know. I couldn't stand it. The Frank is going wild for you. Okay, so let's get into it. First of all, let me just say, when you agreed to come on the show, Elle, I literally screamed so loud. And I'm gonna show you. I just want you to see. This is my copy of Demon's Dream. Your book was Your book was the first book that I annotated. Yeah.
I
It was
apologize. I'm so sorry not to cut you off to my readers.
uh,
I do not know what Amazon has going on with those covers. Like I've
yeah,
complained to them because I even had people in my reviews like leaving me 2-star reviews because of the
yeah,
covers. And I'm so
yeah.
sorry. We're trying to get that fixed. I'm so sorry. Well,
It's
okay, go ahead.
okay. Because baby, the pages, what was in the pages is what I was scared about. And it was so good. So we're gonna get into that, and I know you have other works of art besides Demon's Dream, but Demon's Dream seems to be one of your most popular books. But
Far
I know
away.
we talked a little bit in your bio about how you got started into writing. Tell her her book.
Tell her
That's
I
how
can
to
see
my
it.
daughter.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm going to be working in the back, so
Okay.
I'm going to let y'all have it.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, Elle.
Nice to meet you too. Thank y'all for having me. Well, I'm still here, but I'm just saying.
Okay, he's gonna be working admin in the corner. But
Okay.
so I know you started young, but talk to us a little bit about how you even decided to start putting pen to paper in regards to I'm going to because we are art. I'm a writer as well, so I get it. We are artists and we're sensitive about our stuff. So what made you decide to say I'm gonna put my work out to the public for their consumption?
My sister, I give her all
Okay.
the credit. Like she, I'd always like read like contemporary romance and things like that, and she was like, she wanted me to start reading urban fiction and urban romance. Um, I'm sorry, I hear a little bit of an echo.
You're good.
What was I say? But and I hadn't read it in years. Like since, of course, I read like Sister Soldier and things like that. But she had me read a couple of things. And I was like so like into it, loved it, loved like the
Yeah.
gritty black characters. And I was like, I think I could do this. I'm gonna try. And so over the holiday break, the semester break,
Mhm.
in 2016 into 17, I started working on The Beauty of the Street Love. And that I had another book that came out before that
Okay.
I had written while I was in grad school. And it was a more contemporary romance. But then she got me started writing like urban romance. Because I'm not really like street lit or hard urban fiction, but I'll say, urban romance is what I call it. And
Mhm.
so my sister got me
Mhm.
started.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's talk about, and we're not going to just focus on Demon's Dream because, like I said,
Mhm.
I know you have a big catalog of books. But friend, what was you like when I read this? I
Let me
was
tell
like, I said, what did she see in her life to be able to construct this book? This
you.
book is so much. It's so much. So talk to us a little bit about your thought behind this,
Okay.
your inspiration, all of that.
So honestly, and this is not to like make anybody sad or feel bad. As you can tell, we talk about being like a creative and being sensitive. Like I
Yeah.
was going through some things when I was writing that book. So I was struggling with like really I hate to say crippling, that could be a bad word, but really crippling depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
Like to the point it was hard for me to not even just leave my house, but leave my bedroom beyond going to the door to pick up deliveries, because I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
going out. And so, but I was reading a lot, like to escape. And so I've always liked kind of darker stories. And so I was reading a lot of mafia stories and Russian Bratva stories, but and bully romances and all kinds of things. And I was
Okay.
like, I've always wanted to kind of write something a little dark, and I like all these other genres, and I like urban romance, and of course, I want Black characters. So
Sure.
how can I bring all this together? And so I started writing it, and I was talking to Tayana Costin when I was, initially writing. I was like, "Friend, this is so dark, and it's slow burn in the beginning, And I was like, "It's so slow. I'm kind of, is it boring?" She read like the first 10,000 words, and I was like, "Is it?" She told me to keep going. But I thought it was boring. I agonized over every scene. But there was a lot that I was going through when I was writing, and I think that, you know, flavors the darkness of it. But also, there's some, you know, the backstory, like the, you know, I had some of the same no, no, I had great parents, but experience with you know, the kind of sexual trauma that Demon had. And being a, you know, a sort of a fixer in my family, bossy,
Mm-hmm.
one to run everything, you know, that oldest daughter syndrome or whatever. And, you know,
Mm-hmm.
had gone to college and all that kind of stuff. So saw a little bit of myself in Dream, saw a little bit of myself in Demon.
Yeah.
And like I think like a lot of people who like urban romance, I like the guy, or even a lot of like just darker romances. I like the guy who's like kind of
Blue
abrupt with
spicy.
everyone else,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
melt for her even when he can't say it
Yes.
outright.
Yes. Yes. That's yeah. Alicia says thank you to your sister because I love your work. And
I'll
I will
tell him
say,
he's out there.
so Demon's Dream sat on my TBR list for some months because I kept hearing people
So
mention it.
long.
Yeah. And my friend Alicia said, put everything else aside and read Demon's Dream. I was like, for real? She said, read it. Just trust me and read it. I was waking up in the middle of the night to go back to it. That's how good it is. I, again, this was a great piece of work. Um,
I have a question.
you do.
Yeah. How many books came before Demon's Dream? Because Demon's Dream is thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any ones that well, it just as number wise, do you have anything that's on the shelf? Like I had to, there's two more before it.
Yeah.
You
Because you
know,
open a very extensive catalog. How many books have
Yeah,
you?
you know, it's not for me to have been writing since 2000. I guess this month makes 8 years since I was fiction published.
Mhm.
Um and I probably have about 14 books, maybe.
That's,
Don't have a lot. And nothing else as long as Demon's Dream. Because you know
yeah.
what happened with Demon's Dream is like I kept looking for a place to put a cliffhanger and kept looking for a place to put a cliffhanger to make a series and kept looking for a place to stop. And I was like, there's nowhere to stop. Like I didn't want to stop at the
Yeah.
wedding scene because they weren't the main
Which
couple.
is my favorite scene.
I know, but they weren't the
That,
main couple, so I didn't think I should stop there. And I
right.
didn't know anywhere else in there to stop, so it just kept going and going and going until my sister was like, "If you don't put this book out, you know,"
Yeah.
so they, like it came out. It had been 3 years since I had released anything solo,
Wow.
and it's been two
So
years as a slow writer. So that's the thing. I don't
yeah.
have a lot. I'm a slow writer.
So what? Oh, we got a comment. Demon's Dream is the first physical book I bought in years because if the zombies can't come, I need that book for comfort. That's the best comment ever. I love that. I love that. Zakai says I read it in 4 days.
I don't know how y'all do it.
Yeah, 2.5 days of reading it. It caused it because I couldn't put it down. Yeah, definitely.
I
I
heard
didn't
that
read
was
it.
so much. It was so flattering. I would read like comments in book groups, and women would be talking about, "Oh, I was late for work. Oh, I missed this. Oh, you know, I didn't cook or whatever." And I was like, "Oh my gosh! But oh my
I
gosh!"
was falling asleep and waking up to get back to it. Like, oh my God, I fell asleep. Let me go back to reading. It's interesting that you mentioned the wedding scene because the wedding scene is absolutely hands down one of my favorite scenes in this book. Smoke is my favorite. That
Mm.
is the cover your ears. That's my book boyfriend. Smoke and get it. I wasn't too much on Demon because Demon is so extra, but that could be my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? That could be my homeboy. When you're writing these characters, are you aligning them and don't let me get you in trouble. But are
Okay.
you aligning these people to people you know in real life or kind of making some combinations of people?
Yeah, definitely sometimes. Sometimes uh like you said, it's a mix of people I know.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes my first book bay or hero that kind of took off was Trey Kinsey.
Okay.
And he was modeled loosely on my ex, who was a great guy, just kind of crazy, a little bit crazy,
Yeah.
whatever, you
It's
know.
just
So we're still good friends. But yeah, the strength and the kindness and like the way he'd go to bat for you and stuff, like just a solid person. Even once you get through all the craziness or whatever, he was
yeah,
definitely
yeah.
based on. But yeah, a mix sometimes, usually, or um things or people I've seen in my life.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay, good. I have some more questions written down. Let me go to
Okay.
them. And audience, definitely feel free. If you have questions, definitely post those
Yeah,
in
because
the chat.
I can see the comments are popping up on my screen.
Oh,
Now watch,
perfect.
as soon as I say that, they'll disappear. But I see where Alicia says she loves
Yeah,
Trey. A lot of
you
people
should
love
be
Trey.
able to see him.
People usually
Um,
pick Trey or Trip.
now, what part of Louisiana did you grow up in?
A little bitty town in North Louisiana called Bernice. It's just south of Arkansas.
Okay, yeah, that's in the corner up there.
Mm.
Okay,
It's
okay,
right. It's actually kind of in the center. It's
okay.
close. It's about.
Oh, but you said Arkansas.
hmm It's,
Okay.
Arkansas is right above us, right north of us. I'm
Uh-huh.
saying above. But what was I about to say? Um, if you know where Ruston is with Louisiana Tech and Grambling with Grambling State,
Yep.
I live
Yep.
about. I'm from, because now I'm moving to Ruston's where I'm moving to, but
Okay.
about 35 minutes from Grambling, about an hour and a half from Shreveport, just to give you an idea.
I know exactly where you're talking about. So I grew up in Hammond, Louisiana, which is
Okay.
southeast.
Mm-hmm.
But most people know Hammond because if you travel, you see it. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, good to know. Good to know. Um, so we talked about, your writing process. Let me ask you, is there any certain particular ritual? You don't have to share too much, but do you do any rituals before you start writing? Like, what's your process to get in the
Rich,
vein?
my ritual lately has been hollering at my nieces, nephews, and grandkids, to be quiet, I'm working. But no, I usually come in my office with like some gummies.
Okay,
I try to bring water, but sometimes it's an ice cold Coke.
okay,
Um, and I just um I've started where if the words don't come easily, because I agonize over words. Like I will sit an hour thinking of the right word to go into a blank. And instead of to try to keep myself from doing that, I started doing these habits where like I just type anything. I type what I see in the room or whatever. Or I type the same word over and over. Because I have realized, and that's true when I was doing academic writing too, the scariest thing sometimes for an author is that blank page. So if I
yes.
get something on it, I'll eventually get to my story. So
Mhm,
um
mhm.
don't really have it, like I don't do I'm more, how they talk about a planner or a pantser. I'm more of a pantser. I don't do a lot of outlining. I make notes to myself, like things I want to see in my characters, things I want to happen, and I write scenes out of order. Like, oh, I want to have a scene where they have a picnic, so let me write a picnic
Yeah,
scene, or that kind of thing. Or I
yeah,
know eventually I'm gonna have to write a SEX scene. Let me write that, or
yeah,
like.
yeah, yeah. That makes total sense. Absolutely. We
Mhm.
got a question.
Okay.
Alicia says, so I read something that mentioned Trey as a teen, but I can't remember which book it was. Is there books that I should have read before Product of Street Love?
The Beauty of the Street Love Trey. There was a flashback in Never Should Have Let You Go. But those
Okay.
books they just had Never Should Have Let You Go. There was a flashback. And he was a little bit younger in what other series did he appear in? Loving a Cold Hearted Savage. But you shouldn't there's nothing to read before The Beauty of the Street Love came first.
And I'm currently reading the first book of that.
Okay.
I'm a emotional reader. So my reading is very random.
I got a question.
Yeah,
Okay.
What books since you're a writer, what books do you read?
you still chose the ass.
I know I read it off your cheek.
I'm just sorry. I read like, oh God, I read a lot of people. I read like everybody's indie now, so my former pen sisters, I always read them, and we work together, so I read their writings like Aubrey J, Jazz B, Tava. I read them, but I also love Casey Mills, Siobhan Latrice, Antoinette Sherrill. I adore her.
Mm-hmm.
Kenya Gorey Bell. She's into the kind of dark things I'm into.
Mm-hmm.
Tiana Costin. So those are I read them. I just started like this year really getting into Charity Shanae. I read a lot of people. I'll just pick up things. Um Tatum James. I love her like for like spicy romance,
Yeah.
not so you
Yeah.
know. So I read a lot of people. I read like, I pick up
You
something if
have
my
a lot
sister
of
recommends something. I'm looking forward to reading like Jaquel J, like the Capone, Capadonna, and Capri that everybody's reading. I
yeah.
just don't have time, but I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
it. I think
Yeah.
I heard she was making a box set, and so I think I'm going. This hair is so crazy. I think I'm gonna
What
buy the paperbacks.
I gotcha. What's the
So she
last
put
thing you read? Just
um I'm reading Psalm by Tatum James.
my Taylor
Like
Jones.
the book
Okay.
by the book, like the book in the Bible, like the book in the Bible.
Okay. Okay.
I have a question.
We have a question. Let's see.
Okay.
What book would you recommend to a reader that has not read any of your books? That's a great question.
Oh
Thanks, Tim.
yes.
Probably the beauty of the street love is kind of easy to get into, pretty popular. Get a little grit, but you also get a humor or whatever. I guess maybe I would say Demon's Dream sometimes. That's not for everybody though. And it's a lot to
Yeah.
dive into at first. But it on the other side though, a lot of first time readers of me liked it and it made them go back and read my back catalog. So it
Yeah.
might be a good introduction. But usually I just start with the beauty of the street love just because it's faster, and it's funny and gritty in parts.
Yeah, and not so intimidating because I know a lot of people look at Demon's Dream and the
Yeah.
thickness of it because she a thickie, and they get intimidated but when I tell you it's 700 plus pages of pure absolute goodness, it
Thank
is.
you. Thank
We
you.
have a comment.
Okay, let's read it. So Jazz Blue says I have read all my life. I was not a reader of urban fiction because of my slated opinion of urban fiction. I read Demon's Dream last summer and fell in love with the writing. I love this book. I have read it twice already. You are a goat to have read Demon's Dream twice. Because of you, Miss Kayson, I now read and enjoy urban literature.
All
I have
right.
now read several of your other series as well. Thank you for enlightening me to read and understand urban literature. That's
I love
awesome.
that. I love
Awesome.
that so much. I was just in a group today and I had to remind myself, like, I don't want to make readers feel like they can't talk. And it wasn't anybody talking specifically about my work, but and it was one of those, new trendy we listen, we don't judge posts.
Yeah.
And so many, and I feel like it's just a streak of bouginess and anti-blackness that I cannot stand. So many people in there talking about they don't like urban literature because it's all like it's poorly edited and the grammar is poor and the stories are all traumatic and stuff like this. The writers are struggling or whatever. And it really makes I usually keep myself from saying this, but I'm going to tell y'all what I honestly think, but it's kind of playing into their game. I want to be like, you're turning your nose up at this, but I write this and I have a PhD, So, I really want to do that. And then,
Yeah.
I really read a post in one of those groups today where a woman was like saying she couldn't read, and it was like a black girls read group. That's what I'm usually in. She couldn't read black authors because it was all trauma and drama and glorifying drug lords. And they were like, that's a genre issue. That's not. Don't lump all black writers together like that. And in the same respect, don't lump our whole genre in urban romance together because you'll find. I mean, you find trauma and I just talked about mafia romances and all those kinds of things. Those are drug lords, human trafficking. Trauma, drama, dark, whatever. So it's not just us writing that, and that is not all that we write about. So hats off to you, Jazz Blue, for being willing to try again and for getting into it. And I hope you keep finding, good works because there are those that will frustrate you. But that could be with any, genre or whatever. Because I find some things that, that I get I fuss about like when people's timelines aren't consistent,
Mhm.
or if there
Mhm.
are a lot of errors. Yeah, those kinds of things bother me, but that is not just, you know, the purview of urban fiction or urban romance. Other genres and people, especially now that there are more independently publishing authors, have those
Yeah.
kinds of issues too.
Yeah. Absolutely. 1000%. And I will say that that is the plight of the urban romance writer, is that we have those people who think that because we're Black authors that we don't have PhDs and master's degrees and education behind us. We're just
Right,
as talented
right,
as some of those who are mainstream authors. We just
right.
decided to take a different route because whether people know it or not, going mainstream has a lot of chains with it. It has a lot of red tape with it. You don't really get to be, in my opinion, you don't get to be as creative sometimes because you're putting your creativity in someone else's hands for
Mm-hmm.
it to, like, if they're okay with what you're writing. And so I also get irritated when I see comments like that because it's like, did you even give it a chance?
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And
Because
you can't.
they go into it expecting not to like it or expecting to judge
Exactly.
it. Or I saw a woman
Exactly.
say, "Oh, today she was too old to read smut," and I was like, "I just turned 50, and I just loosened all the respectabilityness that I had in my head. I just made up that word, but being raised to be a good girl or whatever to enjoy smut. So that has nothing
Yeah,
to do with that.
absolutely.
You know."
Absolutely. We got a question.
We have a comment.
Okay.
What an heiress wants.
That's my one of my. Well, I pulled the other one down. It's a contemporary romance that I wrote.
Okay.
So not so much
Okay.
urban romance or whatever.
It's
And because
contemporary.
you have to find your right audience. And I think with that one, even though I have some friends or readers who really like it and they like, that somebody Keisha Bell, she was like, Elle, you are a romance girly at heart. And I am, and it kind of shows in that book. But because I'm marketing to like an urban romance audience, with the
Yeah.
publisher that I initially went through, whatever, I think it just didn't hit the mark for a lot of them because it's slower and there's not like a lot of, action stuff or whatever. But it is my baby. It's the first romance, it's my first published fiction book. And I do love that book.
Let me ask you a question. If you could pick from your catalog any book that you would want everybody to read, what would that book be?
So my favorite thing by me is there's still beauty in this street love. So I could
Okay.
tell you that, but you can't understand that's a spinoff. So you can't understand the series unless you read The Beauty of the Street Love. So I always tell people, that's 5 books when they're asking me like what's my favorite in my catalog. So you have to read 3 before that, and then it's a 2 book series spinoff.
Okay.
But that's what I like.
Okay.
We have
Not
a
that I don't love
question.
my other ones. Okay.
Of course. Of course. Go ahead. All right. So Alicia says, are there any new releases in the making? Now I know the answer to this, but I'm gonna let you
Uh-oh.
share.
There has been for a while. I'm just slow and I'm very particular and I have to feel it too. It can't just be a matter
Mhm.
of like, oh, because people will be like, well, oh, how much more do you think you have to do? It's not a matter of the word count. It's already at 100,000 words. Um, and it's not so much a matter of finishing the writing because it's practically finished. It's me going back and working on it until finding the balance, until I feel right about it, but also acknowledging that the streak of perfectionism I have is truly the enemy of production and publishing, because for me, I've never had a release, no matter how well they do. And I have been blessed, like since the beginning, where I was just like, oh, I completely love that. All I see
Mhm.
are all the things that's wrong with it. And if I go back and read them, I'm not big on go back and read my work, but I see all the typos, that the little things that we didn't catch, or, oh, I didn't
Yep.
explain this well, or I should have done this better or whatever. So
We're our
yes,
worst
there is
critic.
something. yeah, so there's something
Mhm.
that's basically done that I'm trying to if I can get through December, because my birthday was at the end of November, and then I'm moving right now, and then I'm be at the Boozy Book Tour in Houston, and then it'll be Christmas. If I can get through December and really sit myself down in January, I'm hoping to have a new release early next year.
Okay.
Y'all heard that?
All right.
Mhm.
Keep us posted because we definitely want to support, as of course. We have a comment question, and this question has
Okay.
been asked a lot. I've seen you answer this question on
Okay.
social media. Dominique says, "Can we have an audio update on DD?"
So I do want to make it into an audiobook. That it's God willing going to happen. So y'all know I don't know if y'all know I want a $5,000 grant from Audio and Color to help make it into an audiobook, and
Awesome.
they're interested in doing the production. They do the production if you accept the grant. They'll do the production or whatever. But so I don't even know how to say it or how much I should say. There have been other offers. So
Uh-huh.
it's just
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave it deciding through all that because
Yeah.
I need
It's a
$5,000 on the table, but I'm very
yeah.
yeah, it's coming. It's coming to audio. It's coming to audio. I'm actually we're hoping to get it for the 3rd anniversary of the book in August.
Nice. Because
If we can
Demon
get things
Stream is
going,
2 years old.
it'll be 3 in August. Mm-hmm.
Be 3 in August. That's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay. We had another question. Oh, Alicia just said, "Yay! No rush, no rush." Okay.
It's definitely in the
So
works. I'll say that, Alicia.
okay. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, happy belated birthday.
Absolutely.
Thank
What
you. The big
what you
5-0.
do?
Oh my gosh. Threw myself a 3-event weekend. I had a
That
What?
brunch. I had a brunch, a birthday party, and a dinner. It was
What?
that's
it was
amazing.
very nice, but never again.
And what about, I mean, it's your 50th.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I was like, after the last couple of years and after after finally feeling like I can see a light at the end of the tunnel after being in a dark place, I was like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna do it. Thank you,
Yeah.
Candy. I appreciate it. Well, thank
So I do have another question.
Okay.
Um, how do you? I know you've had you and you've already kind of talked about this, like with the depression and things like that. What helps you stay motivated in writing and coming up with these amazing storylines and characters and all of that?
Talking to people like right now, my niece will call me, and even though I told her, because I told her to get, she's like, I'm looking for something to read, and I told her, pick up Jaquel, start with Capone or whatever. So even though
Mhm.
I told her, I haven't had time to read it beyond Capone, I got to catch up or whatever, she will call me. She just finished. She's waiting for Capri 3.5 on the 18th.
Oh,
Baby, she will
yes.
call me and talk to me about that story. She's so excited. And I'm like, girl, I do not know anything that's going on, but I'll listen because I know what that's like. So talking to people who are excited about books, my sister's like that. My sister and I would talk about it. Like the other day, she and I were talking, and her boyfriend was eavesdropping. And he was like, y'all act like this is real life. Y'all all into that. She's like, it is
They
real to us.
are fun.
Yes. So that, and also reading. I'm still a reader at heart. That's the problem. I'm more of a reader than an author.
Mhm.
So I read a lot. Like I'm one of those people who will set my reading goal at 300 for the year. Um because I can do it. But to be fair,
Uh-huh.
given my condition, I've had an early retirement. So there are
Yeah.
times when I just pull the cover over my head when I'm in a mood and just might read 2 or 3 books in one day because I'm a fast reader too. So yeah, I read so it's like it has always been since
Yeah.
I've started. My aunt started teaching me to read like at 3 and 4 with newspapers, and it's always been my favorite pastime.
Same.
I have a question. I'm just wondering, like, what what place have you that's like, have you like out of the U.S. or just like a foreign place that you got like another experience? Like, oh, this how these people live. This how they get down. Like,
The only place I've been outside of the US is Mexico. I am not, because of my anxiety, even though I go more now, I make myself go more now to book events because I like the networking. I'm not a traveler. I hate the process of traveling. I'm not afraid of flying or anything, but I hate the whole, um, and I know there are ways to get around it, and I need to be one of those people who applies for it. But I hate the whole TSA thing, and even when
yeah,
like this weekend, because again, I live in North Louisiana. We're gonna drive to Houston, so that's only about 5.5 hours. But even we drove to Atlanta last summer, but sometimes road trips can be okay. And I love hotels. I'll just go check in a hotel now and stay. But it's the
yeah.
process, the travel process. Now, once
Sure.
I get there, I'm okay. I'm good once I
Yeah.
get there. So I haven't really I'm scared to not to fly, but to be on an airplane for like, this is so crazy, and I probably shouldn't even say that out loud. For like, to go overseas, not just to the places that are, contiguous to the United States. Like, say you have to fly 14 or 17 hours or something. I'm scared of having to go to the bathroom on the plane. So I don't think I could ever do that.
You know what? Nobody
That's
nobody talks about that.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's all the people on the plane. If we got
Mm-hmm.
one bathroom, 14 hours. Come
Mm-hmm.
on now.
Yeah.
Somebody ain't coming out of there right.
Right. And then I mean, it's just, being around. I'm just like, look at me in that little bathroom and all that turning and twisting and stuff. Just being real,
Yeah.
I worry
Just being
about that.
realistic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's logical. Let's see. Do we have another question? Oh, Brianna said Miss Kayson knows how to party. I'm sorry.
Got my job.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Is there any character or any storyline, you don't have to go into a lot of detail,
Mm-hmm.
but that you're like itching to get out? Like it's
Yes.
right there. Okay.
I have a couple, but I have a grumpy sunshine story that I'm really into in my head.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to write that story and I want it to be right. And I have a story based on a friend's life that's going to be so funny. And I tell her, and she just gives me fodder for it. I'm like, I am writing this. Girl, oh my God, I can't believe you did that. Oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Let me add this to the story right here. So I got a couple of things that I'm looking forward to writing. But yeah, my little grumpy sunshine story. But Little Miss Sunshine isn't going to be all the sunshine that everybody thinks she is. But
I
she comes
love that.
like that. Mm-hmm.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love
A
it.
lot.
For somebody that said they weren't gonna have any questions.
No, well, we were talking about the book, but now I'm seeing it in my head. Some things that I don't know. But visualizing the book is always something that kind of tells your story. And I know that takes a lot of hands, a lot of people, but what I'm saying, as far as directing or anything like that, has that ever been? Because I know you all talk about the book all the time, but as far as you, do you see any visualization of any of your books? And if so, who you like to partner up with?
You mean like a movie or something?
A movie, short film, you call it.
Listen, I know when I read this, I was like, when the movie coming out? I need to see
Let me
these
tell
people
you.
in real life.
Tattoo hypocrite across my forehead. Because remember how I was just talking about how the bougie people get on my nerves?
Yes.
I'm like, I love my characters and books too much. I want a big Hollywood production. That doesn't even happen anymore. At least a big Netflix production or something. I'm like, this is not going to be no Tubi movie. It has, see. So there's my bouginess coming out. I will admit that. But I do want to I'd love to see them well made. And I think it would be hard. I mean, of course, if it was a feasible possibility and I was happy, of course, I'd like to do it. But I think about things like how you can't tell the whole story, things are gonna have to be cut out or whatever. and how I'd feel about that. Now as far as who would play the characters, I'm terrible with visuals when readers ask for them. And I am
Mm,
going to be honest, I do not watch um TV or movies much except for cooking shows, and not even the competition shows. It has to be just people cooking or
okay.
true crime. So I don't really know any
Who would play it?
like hot actors and stuff right now, you know?
You should go on TikTok. It's been a couple of people who I don't know if you've seen them, but it's a couple of people who have cast different people.
Oh, I
And
don't
then
know about
this
any
great
casting. I have to go see. I thought you were gonna see like the talk about like the visuals and the videos people will do together. That is, I mean, for make up for the book, and that has been something that's been so humbling to me that people like your work so much that they will take the time, and they do beautiful work. They will take the time to bring together images, to put music to it,
yeah.
Oh yeah,
to
the
to
scoring,
to,
yeah.
to share it, and help you, because Demons Dream is definitely a word of mouth phenomenon. We didn't have a big marketing machine. We didn't even have a marketing plan. Like, just go put it in some groups, but reader groups and people who did all those visuals and stuff for me, I will forever be grateful. Still
Yeah.
am thankful. I used to go on TikTok. I can't do it so much now because I've been busy, but like the first probably year and a half, y'all, I went on TikTok in every video because I don't need to. I do enough beating up on myself. So every
Yeah.
video where someone was like praising my work, I saved them. Like I liked them, and I would
Oh,
comment
that's
sometimes,
dope.
but I saved everyone. So on the days you're questioning, like it sounds weird to people, but I'll go in like some of my friend groups and I'll be like, I am a writer, aren't I? I'm a writer. Like I'm even if I'm slow or whatever, I'm still qualified as a writer or whatever. So the days I'm feeling like that, or I feel like I don't have motivation or down or whatever, I go watch those videos and see how people talk about this book impacted their life or how much they enjoyed it, or even like the funny ones where they're acting out the characters or talking about, man, F them kids, F that man I'm reading, I
Yes.
just, yeah, it means a lot to me. I love readers. I
Yeah.
love readers. I love readers. And y'all, people like come up to the table when I'm at events, and you have to
Yeah.
realize that I think of myself as like a rural, boring grandmother or whatever. So when people come up to the table and they're dancing and they're like, excited, I'm just like, I'm never gonna get over that. I'm never gonna get over that.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
awesome.
So you're doing the event in Houston
Mhm.
this upcoming weekend?
There's something Friday night. I think that's like free and open to the public. I need to look up exactly what that is. I'm like, once I got past all this stuff, then I can focus on Houston.
Sure.
And I know
Yeah.
the book event itself is like Saturday, and I think it's only like $15 for general admission at the door.
Okay.
I don't mean to
Okay.
say only, but I'm saying, that I've been to some that are more expensive. I'm not
Sure.
knocking not having $15 because I've been there,
Yeah.
so I don't mean to say only, but you know what I mean.
I do. Yep.
Yeah.
I got you. I got you. And then, are you planning on coming to the Dallas area or East Texas or
Let me
any?
tell you, I come to Dallas all the time because we usually fly out of DFW. But let me tell
Okay.
you, I wanted to go to Monica Walters' books and bling thing. She's having like a event with like rodeo,
Yeah.
and I kept once again. Sorry, they're putting up curtain rods. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Life is happening. It's okay.
He might be putting the TV thing up. I'm telling him to wait on that wall.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
No,
texting.
you're good.
But let me talk while you're there. I'm
Yeah.
focusing on other things. I let it sell out. But I do want to come to the Dallas area if there's an event. I'm gonna mute this and text them to be silent for 1 minute.
Gotcha. Dominique said the Houston event will be my first book event. Will you have books for purchase or should we bring our own copies? It's a great question.
I see what else.
Yep. And then in just a moment, we're also going to announce the winner of the signed copy as well.
Okay. I'm so sorry,
ahead.
y'all. Yes, I
You're
will.
fine.
I'm bringing books with me. If you have your own copy though, like people are always scared to ask. Yes, I appreciate you supporting it anyway. If you have your own copies, bring them. I still sign them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then where can people connect with you as well, Elle?
As far as on social media,
Yeah, social media, your newsletter, things of that nature.
I have a newsletter. I have an email list. I'm mostly, again, reference to my age, mostly on Facebook. I get on Instagram. I actually get more interaction on Instagram, but I'm just a Facebook lady. But I'm on Facebook, Instagram. I do monitor my inboxes. Um, I'm terrible about keeping up with my TikTok inbox, but I do go in there sometimes and just go through everything and try to respond to people and look at the videos and save things. So I have a presence on Blue Sky. I need to explore that more.
Okay. Blue Sky.
Just
I'm not
everywhere. It's kind of like a Twitter for left. I hate to even say it like that, but for left leaning people, like
okay.
especially after the political climate. And I'm kind of a political progressive, so I'm on there.
Okay. All right. Well, should we announce should we
If I do this right question.
oh what? Oh, thank you. See, this is why I always have him sitting next to me. So, of course, the name of the show is If I Do This Right. So, I'm gonna pose the question to you, Elle. If I do this right, no matter what it is for you, what would that look like for you in the next year, next 5 years? If I do this right, what for you?
Girl, I would not believe I'm doing moving, and then can you hear that? It just went a train just went by. I'm so sorry. But of course I can't. If I do right, like if I would do right, I would like to get 3 books out next year. That would be a lot for me, but at least 2 for sure. Especially since I plan on have one early. If I do right within 5 years, my sister says that I'm gonna not just have Elle Kayson Enterprises on paper, even though we do things with that. But she's like, we're gonna have an Elle Kayson Presents or something. And she's like, she's like, you should get a couple of authors or whatever. And I'm like, some of my former pen sisters. I think I'd be too. It's kind of like when I was being a professor and you're grading students' papers and you have to strike that balance between grading and not rewriting their work for them.
Sure.
So I wonder, like, about not recreating people, not telling people to recreate their work in the image of my work or whatever. And also because I'm such a stickler for grammar, so it's the professor in me, like being able to see that, well, I can see that things have potential with editing or whatever, but not being too hard on them. I don't want to discourage anyone. But I do think I have a lot of if I was to do that, somebody to put their career in my hands, I would take that so seriously. I do have a lot of kind of patience and things that I don't know, like everything, but things that I can tell them about my experiences, things that I do not mind sharing or whatever. So we'll see.
I've been meaning to have that, because I look up to you so much, Elle. So
Thank
much.
you. Thank
And
you.
so I definitely want to have that one-on-one conversation of just me sitting at your feet and just getting
No, don't say that. Not at the feet.
That's exactly what it is.
Can we have conversations as colleagues? Yes. I don't mind
True enough.
sharing anything that I know, anything that'll help somebody, things that I didn't like. 'Cause I just came in here. Let me tell you, I was sitting up one night saying, I have this book. Let me go look at all these publishers of other books and writing them and being like, not even traditional publishers. Just I was like, I'm going to look for urban romance, urban fiction publishers and saying, hey, I have a work. Would you like to read it? Oh yeah, you like to read it? So okay, I'll sign. We'll sign. And it turns out that she and I were good friends, but that's really how I did. So I have some ideas now about coming into the industry and the building a brand and things like that. It's something I'm still working on, but that things that might be helpful to people.
Absolutely. Well, I know you guys have been waiting for us to announce the winner of the signed autographed copy of Venus Dream. So we are going to do this. You have to select it. I'm getting tasked here. Okay, so to keep everything fair, we're going to. These are everyone who did the giveaway. Thank you so much for participating. We're going to run this live, so there's no one can say we cheated or anything of that nature. So spin the wheel. Oh, awesome. Okay, looks like Jay is the winner. Is Jay present? Yeah, I'll be present to win.
Is Jay present? Jay Monique
Jay Monique.
or is Jiminique?
We just call her Jay.
Oh, Jay. Hey. I didn't say that. Jay going once. Jay going twice. Ah, sorry, Jay.
Sorry, Jay. Okay, we gotta spin again.
All
Oh,
right, wait. Hold on.
yeah,
Wait,
take
wait,
her name out.
wait. Yeah, let me.
Yeah.
Don't clap for her.
Let me-
All right, that's her.
Did she
Yeah.
come up again? Oh no.
Yeah, my bad. My bad. Let's do it again.
Okay. I know. Kennedy, are you still here?
Kennedy. Kennedy going once. Kennedy going twice. Kennedy.
Ah,
Hey!
congratulations, Kennedy won a
Oh,
signed
she's here.
copy of Demon's Dream. We're
Oh,
gonna get
Ken.
that
Okay.
out. Yeah. So I'll share with you all her information so
Okay.
you'll have it. Again, thank you so
Kennedy,
much.
can I tell her? Give me. Even though we're pulling it this week is gonna be crazy because I'm moving and then going. So it'll probably be next week before I can mail it, but it's coming.
Awesome. Again, thank you so much for agreeing to come on the show. We love you. We look forward to supporting you. I know you and I will still be talking. I feel special because I have Elle Kayson's number where I can call and text. So I
Anytime.
feel special. But anyway, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to share or say before we dismiss this afternoon? I sound like this is church.
No, right. Gotta do the hymn of preparation or whatever. No, I don't have anything else. I'm great. Thanks everybody for being here. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you so much. If you do want to, I'm sorry. Like if you, congratulations to the winner, Kennedy. I'm sorry if you didn't win, but if you really want one, I do sell paperbacks on my website. You can order one there. It comes to me first. I sign it because it's hard for me to keep Demon's Dream on hand. So it might be a few weeks waiting on it to get from Amazon, like 3 weeks. When I get it, I sign it and I send it on to you.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Candy.
All right. Jay, I'll make sure that you get a copy as well. We'll take care of you, Jay. I got you, girl. Okay.
All right.
All right, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you go because I know you're trying to get your life together. We will talk later. Again, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you so
joining.
much,
Okay.
Elle. Yay!
Thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me.
Of course,
Bye-bye.
of course.
All right. And
So, good guys, thank y'all so much for joining. Jay, I'm gonna make sure you get taken care of. Don't worry, friend. I got you. I'm gonna take care of you.
Jay, we was calling for you.
Make sure that you and Kennedy get taken care of. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We have been excited about this interview. If there's any artists, I think next year we're going to focus a lot on urban artists, independent artists, and writers. So if any of you all have one in mind and would like them to be on the show, let me know. Definitely please make sure to share this show with everybody that you know as well, and just continue to support us as we keep pushing forward with this mission. We will not be airing a show in January, but we will be back in February. And do we have any other? Absolutely.
Thank everybody for showing up, and we just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Guys, thank you guys so much. Yes, please like, subscribe, follow us on all social media platforms. Email us if you have any questions or concerns, or if you would like to be on the show yourself. We would love to have you.
Email us.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right.
Peace out.
Good night.